What's up, resellers? I'm Rebecca and you are watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thanks for joining me today for another closet review on Poshmark. So excited to be doing this video. Actually, I'm so excited to be just getting it done because I've already tried once before and the computer went completely berserk. So fingers crossed that this works. I actually, pardon me, but do want to check and make sure that I am, yes, recording. Okay, good, because I really wanted to throw the computer through the window. But that is neither here nor there and not the reason why you're here. So this is a Poshmark closet review for Debbie. Debbie, thank you so much for purchasing one from my Etsy store. I really appreciate it. It does mean a lot that you think so highly of my opinion that you would like for me to give you some tips. I have a lot of great things I think here for you. I've got your summary. This is your personalized video, and then you'll be receiving some resources as well when I send everything to you. So again, thank you for your purchase. For those of you that are watching on the YouTube channel at home, if you would like a customized Poshmark closet review, check out the link down below. That'll take you to my Etsy store where I have all kinds of reseller resources, and one of them is a custom Poshmark closet review. So let's dive in. So I usually start with the name field. I don't know why, but that's just where I start. You have the exclamation point, which is good. So I think you have probably watched some of my other videos. I think that's what you mentioned when you messaged me along with this on Etsy. So I think, though, if you put some spaces before the exclamation point, it'll actually bring you up higher than where you would fall with this. This is good. It still brings you above all the other letters and would bring you above where you would be with the D. And for those that aren't sure what I'm talking about, basically, when you go and you want to follow people, you go to someone's closet, you click on their followers, and you just go down the list, follow, 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 follow. That's one of the ways you can do it. And so if you're someone that has the exclamation point up at the top of your name field, you'll come up higher in that list than you would just going off of your name. And so people will start at the top. They may not make it all the way to the end. And so you're likely to get the most amount of followers if you're towards the top of the list. So that's why it's one of the things I recommend to get more followers. And it looks like she's done it, but I think you might want to put some spaces in there and that might help you out a little bit more. The banner looks good. You've got, kind of like the closet thing going on, which is totally fine. With banners, I feel like as long as it's not a negative, as long as it doesn't detract from your closet, then it's fine. Some things are branded, some things are super designed. It's fine. This is fine. No big deal. I do think in this prized real estate here, you have fashionista at 50 and loving it, which I love. I think that's great. I think it tells people a little bit about you and personalizes it. I don't necessarily think it needs to be here, though. I think here, more importantly, would be to give your buyers confidence, let them know what to expect from your store. I think that will help you with sales. I don't know that this would necessarily help you with sales, but it's very nice to have. So what I usually recommend is saying like the number of items that you've sold or that you ship same next day, or you're a professional seller, a Poshmark ambassador, you package with care, any of those kinds of things to kind of just let the buyer know what's going on with you and that you're going to give them a good experience. Your avatar is awesome. It's a picture of you. It's a great picture. It's nice and bright. So again, same thing with the banner. As long as it's not a negative, as long as it's something that is giving someone a bad feeling about your closet, it's fine. Linking to Instagram, great. If you go ahead and, share things about your Poshmark closet on Instagram, it's great to send people there. If you don't really do anything with it, then I wouldn't have it at all. I didn't click on it. That's not what this video is for, but I figured I would just mention it. You have 665 all-time listings, which is great. So good for you on that. Perhaps now you want to make a goal of looking ahead to like the next milestone, which would be 1,000. And again, it's not 1,000 active listings, it's 1,000 all-time listings. So it includes your sold and your active. So it's not like you have 1,000 active that you have to worry about at this point, but that's where you're headed, and celebrate yourself when you get there. I think that's exciting. Because this is a closet review and it's hard to really get to talk and understand what like your listing is and what your goals are and like kind of what you're doing, I can't really advise too much on that, but I do just generally take this opportunity to say you should be listing as many items as number of sales that you'd like. Now that doesn't mean that 1-for-1 is going to work for you. I just say start there. The next thing would be to double the amount of listings that you would like to have in sales. So if you're hoping to sell 5 items a day, you should be listing at least 5, if not 10 a day. As just a general rule of thumb. Again, it's not going to be exactly for you, but I think it just is a general rule that I can say to people. in a general forum like this to give you something to work towards. If you're already doing that, then consider, upping your listings if you're looking to increase sales. I just kind of assume when someone purchases a closet review that you're looking to increase your sales. And so it would be remiss of me not to kind of talk about listings and things like that, even though it's hard because I don't have all the information. But I'm working on something. Next up is your shares. You're at 134,000 shares. So that tells me that you actively share other people's closets. That is very nice. That's what Poshmark wants you to do. I don't necessarily think it is the best use of your time unless you find yourself with lots of time. And perhaps you do. So my recommendation is always to work on your sharing of your own closet, work on your listings, send out your offers, do some revising, do some relisting, do all the things that you need to do for your own closet first. And then if you want to do some community shares or you're part of a share group, you just enjoy doing it as you're shopping on the app, then that's fine too. So don't go crazy with it, but if you want to include it in your routine, I think that's great. Kind of the same thing for followers. You're at 53,000 followers, you're at 250,000 following. So that also tells me you're a follower in hoping to get followers to you. That's okay. I am probably almost at, if not already at, like following 1 million closets. And I just recently passed 400,000 followers, I think this morning. So that's totally fine. Like I used to do a lot of following. I used to pay a virtual assistant to do following for me along with her sharing duties. Like it's okay to want to get more followers. I just think you need to put it in place with all the other sales generating activities that you should be doing for your closet. Again, like sharing your own closet, listing, things like that. So I think that's fine if you just enjoy following, which I actually do. Sometimes I enjoy just like watching TV and following new closets, which I think is the biggest bang for your buck in terms of following. And it's just mindless button clicking. When I'm on vacation, I love following people on Poshmark because it's not something I get to spend the time to do. So if I'm on vacation or in the car, my husband's driving, that's totally something that I do. If you want to know all the ways that I have followed to get followers, I have all of my strategies in a video, which I've linked in your summary, and it's linked down below on how to get more followers. So there's that as a resource for you. Last active, when I checked before, you were recently active, and I actually think when I was recording this the first time, last active this hour, I think you were actually sharing, which is kind of funny when I'm in your closet at the same time that you are. But so you're active on the app, which is great. That kind of gives buyer confidence that you're going to be able to answer their questions, ship out their item in a good way, and in a fast time. You have nice love notes in quantity and in quality, so I thought that was great as well. And something to note, you have same day shipping, which is awesome. Keep that up. That will only serve you well now and in the future in case you ever want to take some time off. You can kind of fudge your shipping a few days and it won't affect your overall ratings because you're already building up history of same day at this point. So that is a very, very, very good thing. Too funny. So just to mention, you have been poshing since May of 2013, which is longer than me, which is amazing. Like you've been on the app for a very long time. So that's awesome. And it could just be that, you're not really, you weren't really focused on being a seller at that point. And I know that you shared some information with me, which I won't share in this video. So I understand that. So that's fine. So it only helps you, I think, to show that you've been on the app for a long time, should someone look at that. The negative to it is that, they'll say, she's been on since 2013, but she only has 59 love notes. Well, once you start actively selling more, you're going to build that up and then it won't matter. But I do think that it lets people know, okay, you've been on the app for a while. So I think that's really cool. The other thing is I'm from Haledon in New Jersey, which is by Wayne and Patterson, and you went to William Patterson University. So that's cool because I know exactly where that is. And, used to work, at a pizzeria right nearby there and all my Pinterest things. So that's super cool. So we definitely come from, I guess, some of the same area, which is cool. Closet signs. Let us go discuss the closet signs. So when I looked at your closet, which was at 4 a.m. this morning, I'm recording this now at 10 a.m. This was not here. So I did discover it later, but it was not up at the top. So I'm happy to see it's at the top, because this is one of my big things that I talk about, is having a bookmark sign for your closet. I think you should have something to always welcome people to your closet should they happen to actually click on your closet. A lot of times people just get taken to the item. They may not ever see your closet view. They may only just see the item, purchase the item, and that's it. But should they actually click on your closet, you want them to be welcomed. Now, and the purpose of a bookmark closet sign is not only to welcome, but to share some information about your closet, what they can expect from you as a seller, in my opinion, and then also to like this listing so that if they want to find your closet again, they easily can. That's why it's called a bookmark. So bookmark my page by liking Hayes My Frenchie. I have a couple things with this. I'm not going to lie. In my closet reviews, I'm pretty brutally honest. So I don't think you should draw attention to your pet anywhere in your Poshmark closet. I don't think that that is positive, because a lot of people are concerned about pet hair, pet dander, have allergies, want to know if it's from a smoke-free, pet-free home, all this kind of thing. So by showing your little guy, it just kind of puts it out there that you're not a pet-free home. And now they have to think about that. And so that could automatically rule out several buyers right from the beginning because they actually have an allergy or some such thing. Also, I just don't think it helps anything. Like, he's super cute. I'm sure you love him very much. I love my doggy. And I share my dog on my Rebecca the Reseller Instagram often for my reseller brand. But I don't ever share her having anything to do with my Poshmark closet, because I don't think pets and Poshmark should mix. Unless they give us the opportunity. I don't know if we can sell pet things on there. I know they're adding all kinds of stuff, but so unless they're letting us sell pet things, I don't think we should be promoting our pets in our Poshmark closet, because I just think it rules out a lot of people. So I'd love to see your picture here, or I'd love to see something branded, something. I don't know why it's Debbie C. I don't know if that's your last name or you like the C or whatever. It could have something with waves, like whatever you want to put there. I think you'd be better served by having it be not Frenchie. I'm so sorry. Or no, Hayes. Sorry, Hayes. I'm sorry, Hayes. I love you, but you shouldn't be there. Also, then put some information here. Like, you have your name, which is great, but then tell them, like, ship same next day. I'm a Poshmark ambassador. All of these kinds of things. Professional seller. Like, use that opportunity to tell people about their experience and to give them buyer confidence. And if you want to know all those things, I have a separate video all about building or boosting buyer confidence, and that's where I talk about all that stuff. So I'm not going to rehash everything. I think that's a good resource for you on what to include. I think that information should be here. I think the title should just be Bookmark My Closet or Like to Bookmark, and that's it. And I think it should not be Hayes. You can decide, obviously, to do whatever you want. This is just my opinion. And I see here, like, some people have said cute things, and like, that's cute and that's nice, but maybe they haven't even bought from you. Maybe they never will. Maybe they just saw it and thought it was cute, but you, in the meantime, by having it here, have turned off 50 buyers. Like, you just don't know. So my thing is to not do that, but he is cute. So that's your closet bookmark. So that's a big thing. I didn't really see any other closet signs, and you don't necessarily need to have them, but it can't hurt to have, offers welcome or a thank you one, or just a few that you can kind of like sprinkle in wherever throughout the closet. I know that you did have, like, on this one, offers welcome, and we'll talk about this sign in a second, but offers welcome here is fine. You might want to have like a separate sign that you keep up at the top, or whatever you change your bookmark to have offers welcome, something like that. If you ever do a sale, like a 3 for $20, 3 for $100, whatever sale you want to do, you can make a sign for that and have that available at the top of your closet as well. You can use that graphic to include in the listings that are on sale, and you can share that sale in the free Facebook group that I have, which is in your summary and also linked down below. If there's anyone watching at home that has a sale that they're running, you can post it in the Facebook group so sellers can post the sale there and buyers can find sales there. So I did want to mention that as well. And then I put some additional information, which we don't have to go over, in your summary that talks about a hashtag for sales, which I've covered in previous closet review videos for those watching at home. Then, yes, so we'll cover it here. So you've got some signs, like this one has Steve Madden on the side with the women. So you've got that. Then you have this one that says mustard seed. Then you have this one with offers welcome and the brand raisins. Then you have this one over here. Then you have this one. So you have a lot of signs, or a lot of listings that in my mind look like signs. I found it confusing. I'm not a big fan of making collages for your listings unless that's the only way you're able to show the front and the back, or you're trying to tell them it's a bundle, or you're trying to tell them something specific about it. I think they're very busy, and I think that they are all over the place. Like nothing is branded. You've just done kind of whatever. Like this one says price drop, hula honey. Like I don't even know what hula honey is. Maybe it's a big deal. I haven't heard of it, and that doesn't mean much, but is it a selling point that it's hula honey? Is that why you feel the need to tell them that there? Do you think that that's going to make it better? Or why couldn't you have just left it as this picture? Like why couldn't that picture just have been your cover picture? Same with some of the other things. Like for the shoes, that doesn't look too bad because obviously you can't tell what it is from the shoe. You know, like that's not awful, but there were so many, and I thought it really took away from the look and feel of your closet by having so much going on. I don't think you need to shout out that it's Style & Company. I don't think that that's a selling factor or a benefit. I think someone may say, oh, that's a really cute style and I like it. And then they happen to find out it's Style & Company, which is just a Macy's house brand. And they're like, oh, but it is really cute. I'll buy it. Like, I don't think someone's specifically like, oh my God, I have to have that Style & Company piece. And I'm not, it's nothing personal. I just think that you'd be better served just leaving it as that without doing all this stuff. Plus, it's time consuming. I don't think it's a good use of your time. Again, this is your closet. You do what you like. I think it takes away from the overall look and feel of your closet. I think this is very busy. I don't think Raisins is an amazing brand of swimsuit, highly sought after so much that you need to highlight that that's what it is, where you could have just left it with the picture of the swimsuit. And I think there's other ways to be talking about offers welcome than adding it there. So that is my thought on that. I think it's here. This one is fine because you're saying 2 for the price of 1. You're showing that it's a bundle. If you just had the 2 pictures there, it might create confusion. I've done this. If I've put 2 pictures and said bundle of 2 or whatever, like that's okay. I totally get that. And that is nice and clean. You have your name there. You have 2 for the price. Like that's great. But all the other stuff I think is a bit much. The one that I didn't think was too bad was this one because it's nice and white. You have the stock photo, it's big, you have the brand on the side, and there are a lot of people that their entire closet is set up this way. And if that's the branding that you want to do, then that's fine. But you're not doing that. You're doing a whole bunch of different things. And I think then that becomes a distraction. I'm a visual person, and I don't like to look at a lot of messy things that don't make sense, things that are not clean and clear. It turns me off and I click away. And I do think Poshmark is a very visual platform. I think there are a lot of very visual shoppers, and they like looking through and scrolling through and having it be nice. And I think when it's so busy and crazy, it's not a positive experience. Again, this is all my opinion. So that's enough on that. Product mix and brand and size. So your brands, I thought, skewed kind of on the lower end with more of the house brands like the Style & Company and some lesser known brands. And just, there are brands like Raisins. Like it's not an amazing brand. It is a brand, but it's not an amazing brand. And so that doesn't mean don't have it. Then you've got things like, the Miracle Suit, which is fantastic. So you have a mix, but I just felt like overall, I felt like it was kind of skewed on the lower end. And so I do think, you can level up your sourcing if that's a possibility for you. Again, I don't like to comment too much on sourcing because it's hard. Everybody's situation is different. But I think that you would have a better and easier time selling things that are more trendy, more popular, bigger brands, more common brands. Even if they're bread and butter brands, that's okay. They sell. I just think that you can't expect too much when it's something that you've found and not something that somebody is looking for. That's a big major shift for me. Like it took me almost 4 years to really start coming to that conclusion. Like I would just sell whatever I could find. And now I'm starting to be more specific and say, just because I found it doesn't mean anybody's looking to buy it. And so that's kind of my general thought on that. I'm also glad that this popped up here. You have these Madewell jeans as boutique, and oh, my foot's falling asleep. And unless you purchase these jeans wholesale, like from Madewell, where they've never been sold in a retail place before, that's when it's boutique. And so probably you did maybe some retail arbitrage, or you found them in a thrift store or whatever. So it's not really boutique just because they're new with tags. Now, I don't know, maybe you did, maybe you have a contract with Madewell or something, but I didn't see enough of them in the closet to make me think that. So I'm just letting you know it's not really boutique. And honestly, I don't know that it would get found there, because some people don't want boutique items. Some people just want regular brands, and so they just search closet, and so then yours wouldn't show up. So that's my thought there on that. And I don't know if that's happened with any other, oh here, JM Collection Boutique. So again, I think you just have a little bit of confusion with boutique and not boutique. Boutique is when you purchase a wholesale order or a contract with the manufacturer where it's never been sold in a store before. It's coming direct from the manufacturer, from the supplier in some way. Like I have boutique jewelry. I purchase it from a company in China. They've never been sold anywhere else. They're coming directly from the supplier, and they come to me and I sell them for the first time. So that's boutique in that it's not, you're not really reselling those. You're selling them for the first time. Thrifted items, those are resold. Liquidation items, those are reselling because they have been in a store before. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. Product mix, item type, and style. You do have a really good selection of items, from casual to career to, you know, kind of maybe trending younger, trending older, different types of items. Like you have jewelry and belts and all kinds of accessories and things. So I feel like you have a really wide array, which is good and will hopefully help people make bundles with you and that type of thing. So I thought that the mix that way for categories and season was very diversified. So that's great. I didn't notice any prohibited items, so that is good. Your cover shots though, and I kind of talked about this with the ones that kind of look like signs. The cover shots are all over the place. There's no consistency in your cover shots. And so that's okay. But like what I'm going to do is go to Justin, and here, nice white clean background. Nice white clean background. Nice background, that's fine. The wooden thing, nice white clean. So maybe you're going in the direction of that. These are your newer things. Your shoes photos look amazing. And we'll talk more about like, you know, photos and stuff, but the shoes photos looks wonderful. And I'm not a big shoe seller, so I can't comment too much on other things regarding the shoes, but then we kind of get into these here, and that's where I was like, uh-oh. So you've got this velour thing going on, then you've got this wall that's kind of cut off, then you have these, which I think what you're trying to do is take it in front of the wall, but you don't want to show the other stuff around the wall, so maybe that's why you made the collage. But you could make the collage if you had to without all the busyness. That's possible. So then you've got all these collage ones. Then you've got these with the mat and the dragonfly and the butterfly and there's just a lot going on. A lot. And that's when you get into like garage sale type. Like I wouldn't expect someone to be paying you top dollar for things because it's all over the place, because it looks like you're just throwing anything in there in any way. There's no professional sense of it. Like you have made signs and that's nice, but like you're not making a cohesive store. You know, if you walked into a store and everything was all haphazard and not merchandised well, you wouldn't want to shop there. And so I think there's, you know, a closeout store, and then there's, you know, a department store or a boutique store or, you know, just a nice brand store. And so I feel like online, that's the same thing. Do you want to be a closeout store? If you do, then that's fine, because that is a business model. Like some people want to sell things for $5 and $10, make a few dollars here and there, and that's the end of it, and sell thousands of them. But I don't know that that's what you're looking to do. And so I think if you just cleaned up the photos a little bit, you would have an overall better look and feel, I think you would get more sales. And I will make a note of this when I talk about your solds later in a second. But I think, like I said, your accessories and shoes ones look better because they're bright and it's a clean and clear thing behind it. And so that's all good. It's when you're doing the clothing, I think what you need to do is really, like, these are fine, is really find a spot in your house that you can make this work. And it might take a while, and you might find a spot and then realize you don't like it. And then you might find it. I mean, I've had at least 4 spots in my house that I've tried till I finally got my reselling room situated, and I finally got a setup that I liked with a white backdrop and the whole thing. So it takes time. Don't give up. Keep trying, but find that spot. Even if it's not a white wall, but it's a clean and clear wall, that makes all the difference. Like, if you can find a wall that is more expansive than this one, you know, you need more wall. If you had more wall with light, you'd be great. If you have more wall, but you don't have the light, but you could buy a light kit, all your problems are solved, because you want clean, clear, bright, white photos. That's all I can say on that. Like, that's going to be a big thing. That's going to be a huge unlock for your closet. If you can really get these cover shots cleaned up, looking good, looking consistent all across the board. I mean, you do have a lot of listings, but you have made a lot of sales. So I don't know how many actually active you have right now, but I don't think, because so many of it is shoes and, oh, the Crocs, I've sold those. The shoes look fine. Like, even if you had this background on the shoes, like, that's okay. It doesn't have to be white. It just has to be clean and clear. So if you didn't do any of your shoes over and you only did the clothing, I don't know how many that would be, but I would highly recommend spending the time on anything that's maybe $20 and over. And then you could decide if you want it to be ones that are less than that, but like maybe you don't do the Lucy, maybe you don't do the Fila, but you do these other ones because they're over $20. Do those over. Do all of them over and fix up your closet. And I think that that would make a huge difference. Sorry, I'm like super harping on that, but I think that's the biggest thing. The other thing I was going to say too, just to kind of show you, is you might want to, let's say you pick like this item. I'm not going to do it now, but if you pick this item and then searched for it, Caslon, blue, extra, extra small, petite, top, whatever, see what other photos look like for other listings when you do the search. So what is your listing up against in the buyer's mind? So if the buyer searches for the thing, 5 items come up in their size and the color and the brand for what you're looking for. How does your photo stack up against the others? Because that's what the buyer's trying to decide. They're saying there's these 5 things, which one am I going to click on? And if yours looks like a hot mess, they're not going to click on yours. And so that's it. Then it's over at that point. So I'm not saying that everything looks like a hot mess. Like I said, I think your shoe photos look great. I think some of the clothing photos look great, but I think some of them are very busy. And for those that are visual, it's going to be a problem. Then I think there are some people that don't care, but I do think a lot of people care on Poshmark. Okay. Lighting, basically all in the same thing. If you have a lighting issue and you can't afford to purchase or can't make the investment to purchase a light kit, go with Pick Tap Go. It's like $5.99 or $6.99. It is well worth it. I've run every cover photo of mine through it. It's an app on your phone. I think it's for iPhone and Android, and it makes a world of difference. So if you don't already have that, I think you should do that. You can literally do every single cover photo that you have in a day. Like, it won't take you for forever. You can bulk do them. It's fantastic. So I think that will help. But again, all your shoes ones look great. So you're taking a good amount of photos per item. You're showing the front, the back, the details, etc. Just make sure. I saw some, I don't know if it was this one, some of the tag photos, you're not rotating. And again, you know, it's not a make you or break you. Like, people can figure it out. I just think it doesn't give a nice, like, this is sideways, this is sideways. It doesn't give them a nice buyer experience. It doesn't show that you took the extra minute. It just showed that you threw it up there. And I rotate every single one if it needs to be rotated. I mean, the ideal situation is to take it so you don't have to rotate it. But if you have to rotate it, rotate it. Give them every reason to buy and give them no reasons not to buy. Plus, this is a Banana Republic dress. There are lots of black Banana Republic dresses. You're asking $37 for this particular Banana Republic dress. And I'm not saying that's good or bad or whatever, but show them that it's worth it. okay? Show them that it's worth $37. Give them that experience. So that's my rant on that. In general, I thought your pricing is okay. If you're not checking comps and solds and things like that, I think you should learn how to do that. It's a good skill to have. Over time, you'll need to do it less and less. But again, you know, depending on how much you're doing it now, I think it can only help give you a general sense, because it doesn't matter what you paid for the item. It doesn't matter what you think it's worth. It matters what the market thinks it's worth, what the market is dictating, what that buyer says. So some people want to price high so they can do offers and things like that. And if that's your model, that's fine. But I do think that some things were high and then some things were low for what it was. So I just bring that up to, you know, again, pricing is a very personal thing for people, and everyone has a different business model and different business practices that they do that relate back to price. So I can't say they're too high, but I do think that some are a little debatable. And it's, you know, it's hard. Overall, I thought your titles were good and strong, good order, good keywords. You know, you had the right kind of stuff in there, fit and flare dress, V-neck, black, size foot. Like your titles were fine. So you don't really have to do anything with that. For description, I thought that the most recent descriptions looked great. I think some of the older ones need a little bit of revision, and that's okay, because that's, you know, as you learn things, you put them into practice in the newer listings, and then you have to decide if it's worth it to go back and fix the older listings. So that's up to you. But like the same thing with the photos, I think if it's over $20 or more, it'd be worth updating the photos. I think it would be worth revising the description and then relist it. It's very easy now to relist with Poshmark using that copy feature, so I feel like that's only a plus. So let's just go back to this one because it was there. So you might have copied this. Maybe you wrote this. I don't know. Yeah, you must have wrote this. I thought maybe you copied and pasted it from, like, you know, the stock listing, but it looks like you wrote it. This women's cocktail dress has black decorative piping on the waist. So you have nice sentences there. That's fine. I personally don't have the time to do all the cutesy sentences. Someday I probably will. I think that's my next level up. So if you're already doing that, I think that's great. It's a nice way to give a positive buyer experience. So I think that's great. I did love this. Excellent pre-owned condition, no noticeable flaws. Sounds like what I put, so maybe you've watched one of my prior videos. I have done a boost buyer confidence video, and I've done a listing template video. They're linked here if you haven't seen them, but since you're doing this, you probably have. But for those watching at home, they'll be linked down below. This is what pretty much I say. I don't say noticeable. I was like a little bit thrown off with the noticeable, because I feel like that's saying, oh, I didn't notice it. So there might be a flaw, but I didn't notice the flaw. And you might notice the flaw or you might not. Like, I wouldn't say noticeable. I would just say with no flaws. Now, if on the off chance you missed something, and I have a video going up this week about my quality control process. I don't know when this video is going to post, but for you, because you'll get this first, Debbie, I have one going up this week on my quality control process and how I'm trying to catch all the flaws and where I'm looking. That might help. But, you know, if you want to keep it in there, that's fine. I don't think it's covering your butt. I think it's only letting buyers know that you might have an out should there be a flaw. At least in my mind, I don't think always that people do the right thing. So my mind always goes to the negative. So I don't know. That could be a me thing. But I wouldn't put noticeable. Your measurements looked great. It looks nice like that. I like that. Sold as pictured above. Thank you for shopping my closet. Thank you for shopping my closet. It's cool. I'm not really sure what sold as pictured above means. Like, I don't know what that is supposed to tell me. So if you feel like that serves a purpose, you know, fine. I don't get that. But that could just be me. And then this line looked familiar. Ship same next day. Offers welcome bundle and save 20%. Heart for price drops. That's what I put in my listings. So I'm happy that you thought highly enough of it to copy and paste it and put it in yours. That's great. I don't care. Take it. Do it. Go for it. I think it helps. So for all people that are watching, I think you should have a buyer confidence line. I talk about this in the buyer confidence video. Tell them the positive things about your closet. Tell them what to expect from you as a seller. Give them all the information they need to buy from you and not from somebody else. So ship same next day, offers welcome, bundle and save, heart per price drops. Like yes, yes, and yes. So I thought all that looked good. I do think that you could add additional keywords. Now in this particular one, I don't know, do we have short sleeve anywhere? Maybe you could add short sleeve. You've got the fit and the flare. You've got V-neck. You have back zipper in there, something like that. So, this is a very simple dress. There's not a whole lot going on. Maybe you could have talked about like the fabric or the texture, things like that. You have decorative piping. Like, this is simple. But if you had a different listing that we were in and you wanted to tell them more about it, stuffing those keywords in there that are appropriate, this is where you would do it up here at the top. And it doesn't have to be in sentence format, but it can be. So that is that. Sorry. Description. Madewell jeans we talked about. You got the measurements in there. Okay, sold. So my new thing I've talked about in a couple of closet reviews is to let your solds guide you. So I will tell you, like, you've sold a few that have the busyness that I've talked about, but they could just have been searching for that item. But overwhelmingly, most of your solds are clean and clear pictures, clean and clear shoes, clean and clear, this is hanging, but it has white space around it. This is a flat lay, but it has white space around it. Clean and clear photos. Either they're a stock photo. There's very few of these kinds of busy ones. So I'm just saying, think about that. Because that could be a reason why. I don't know for sure, of course, but it could be. Also, pricing. Like, see what things are pricing for. Forever 21 at 11. Lululemon at 15. Because, yeah, it's just a basic thing. Bobo, I don't know how to say that one. 15. Like, Jeffrey Bean. Beyond Yoga. I'm trying to see, like, a higher end one. Ralph Lauren at $20, which it kills me sometimes to sell Ralph Lauren, but I've sold a Ralph Lauren dress at $20, so it is what it is, but be nice to get more for it. But yeah, so I feel like, get a feel for what things are actually. Here you go, $26 for the Spanx. People love Spanx. They always fly off the shelves. Find more Spanx if you can. Price them, well, and those will be good. Not everything is going to be a home run, but do let your... Here, this one's new with tags, American Eagle denim overall dress. So it's just American Eagle, but that's sought after. It's a popular name. It's sought after. It was new with tags. You had a nice stock photo. Bam. Sold for $25. So, that's the thing. I think if you have a good photo, you give them all the information, and you have something that is sought after, searchable, in demand, popular, trendy, etc., that someone wants to buy, there's no reason why you shouldn't have the sale. So I think let your solds be your guide for all of those things. You had recently last shared when I looked at it last. Let's just go back. Like I said, I think you were sharing when I hopped in here first this morning. So an hour ago. So you're good. Try to share as many times as you can in the day. When you're slow on sales, share more. Just do what you can to share as much as you can, because again, the keywords will help your item get found in search, but the sharing is what puts your item higher in that search. So you need both. You need good keywords and you need frequent sharing. I didn't see any that had no unanswered questions. Again, I'm not going to click through every single listing, but on the ones that I did for all the other purposes, I didn't see any unanswered questions. I do have a resource in here about questions and text replacements and making that easy for you if you're interested in that. You've got a 20% bundle discount, which is great. That's what I do. And so for my final impressions, I just really think that you can do a couple things that will easily impact your sales. One, tidy up the cover photos. You can easily do it with the Pick Tap Go app, decluttering the collages, and then maybe perhaps retaking any if you need to. So there's that. Then I think you need to work on probably revising older descriptions. Like I said, the newer descriptions looked good. So if you can kind of go back and make all the old ones look like the new ones, you could probably knock that out in a week if you do some a day. 50 a day, 20, whatever. You can knock that out pretty easily if you say, this is going to be my focus. I am jamming out all these descriptions. And when you fix the description and fix the photo, relist it. So that way it just gets completely refreshed. And I think that will be good, and all of that activity will help you. So that would be the next thing. Then I do think it would serve you well to do a nice sale. Do like a 3 for $20 or a 5 for $25 or whatever works for you with your numbers and cost of goods, to just kind of clear out all the shenanigans, you know, kind of things where you're like, maybe I shouldn't have never picked that up. Maybe this is not the direction I want. You know, you don't have to be bogged down by the mistakes of the past. You can get rid of them. And you can do things to actively get rid of them. So keep the good stuff, get rid of the bad stuff, find all the things that you wish you never bought, put them on a sale, and let them go. Like Sanctuary, I'm not saying you have to put that in your sale, but like Sanctuary at $39, I can't imagine that that would happen. Like Sanctuary, I feel like I can't get rid of. And so I'm almost at the point where I'm not going to carry it anymore. Some of their styles are cute, and I feel like it can go on cute style, but man, that's a tough one for me. You know, 23 for Style & Co. Maybe. But I feel like this is more of a 15 to 20 maxed out kind of, you know, range in price. So again, go through on prices maybe after you've done some of the other things. But I feel like there's a lot that you could manageably do here that would impact your sales. Like, it's not like hopeless or anything at all. I think if you started cleaning up the photos, I think if you started revising the listings, relisting them, and then worked on your pricing a little bit, and then kind of ran a sale to declog of the bottom of the barrel stuff and only keep the good stuff, I think you will see a major uptick. That's just my thought. I really hope that this helps you. I hope you'll take some of these and put them into action for those at home. I hope it was helpful for you as well. And again, if you're interested in getting your own personalized closet review, as you can tell, I really go in depth and really want you to succeed and really give you everything I've got. I hope that would work for you. So go ahead and check out the link down below. Debbie, again, thank you so much for purchasing. For those of you that are watching, if you can like this video, comment down below anything you have to say, and subscribe to the channel if you're not, so we can hang out again. If you are subscribed, thanks for coming back. I've been doing a lot of these closet reviews, not sure if you're watching them all, but I do appreciate you coming back and watching any of my videos. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day and lots of sales. Bye.